Hi everyone, my name's Bart G and I was born severely disabled with a rare disability called Arthrogryposis, which means that I have weak muscles and stiff joints. And when I was born, the doctors told my parents that I would never walk and that I may never have the strength to be able to sit up independently, and I was basically given a very bleak outlook to life. I was brought up in a Christian family, and the church that I went to, the pastor, he prophesied to my parents when I was a baby, saying that little by little I would be able to do more and more new things that would amaze people. And he prayed for two things specifically. The first thing that he prayed was that one day I would be physically able to walk down the aisle of the church, going against what the doctors were saying. And the second thing he prayed was that one day I would be able to play the organ, like my dad, and he played the organ at church every week, and being able to play using both hands and all of his fingers. Well, I actually prefer the sound of the piano, so I actually play the piano, but basically both of these prayers have been answered. And I regularly share my story all over the UK, in churches, schools, prisons, and just anywhere where I get invited. And in the Bible, in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." And there have been numerous times in my life when I've noticed God's plans being perfect and God's timing being perfect. And one example of this is late 2018, I had quite a surprising invite, which was to go and share my story out in India. And I thought, wow, this will be a great opportunity, but how is this going to work? Due to my disability, I need help with certain tasks, and one of the main things that I need help with is getting ready in the mornings. And I thought, will I be able to organise this in India in advance? But anyway, I was talking with some friends from church, and one of my friends, he's actually originally from India. And when I told him where I'd been invited, I'd have to fly into a town called Vijayawada, which I'd never heard of before. And he said he's got relatives who live not far from there, and he knows the area. And without me even asking him, he offered to come with me, give me all the help that I needed. And guess what? He's a doctor. It could not have worked out any better. And I couldn't have planned it better if I tried. And the other amazing thing about that was that we are good friends, and he knows the culture, being from India. So it just could not have worked out any better. Well, while I was in India, I had 13 talks, and one of the highlights for me was going to share my story at a school assembly with around 1,200 children. So I'd like you to now just have a quick look at this video. Well, that assembly was just amazing, because although it was held at a Christian school, there were a number of children there who apparently were from non-Christian backgrounds, and I think some from Hindu backgrounds. And at the end of the assembly, after sharing my story with them, I was able to open it up and basically ask if anyone wanted to invite Jesus into their hearts, invite Jesus as the Lord and Saviour. And the response was just amazing. I could only clearly see the front section of probably 200 or 300 children because of the light. But just in that front section, 20 children responded. So I really believe that God can use people through the difficulty of their situation. I hope this story just gives you a bit of encouragement. And thank you for watching.